what's up, everyone? Myself, Fredo Cervantes, and guess what? It's October the 3rd, Tuesday, 3 p.m. here in Los Angeles, and these are the breaks.
These
are
the breaks.
These are the breaks.
You know what it is.
These are the breaks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the breaks. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, and we got a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it has been an interesting weekend of football, basketball, and guess what? Baseball playoffs is here as we just kicked off the first game of the MLB wildcard race earlier today in Tampa Bay and in Philadelphia. So we got 4 amazing games today. Of course, just make sure you stay tuned here. We're going to have you guys all covered on everything baseball, basketball, and football. But of course, yesterday, Monday, was a great day in Los Angeles as we have 2 professional basketball teams. One in the Los Angeles Lakers and the JV team in the Los Angeles Clippers. Both of them had media day on Monday morning, and we got a few sound bites of what certain players are feeling like right now. Of course, if we want to talk about the big dogs here in Los Angeles, we got to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers and LeBron James. Of course, LeBron James right now, I was just thinking earlier today, kind of thinking and being like, you know what? I remember the day LeBron James committed to becoming a Los Angeles Laker, which was July 1st, 2018. You know, normally LeBron waits a while till he announces, but that time he announced his move to the Lakers on day 1 of free agency, which was very rare. But it's now been entering 5 years with the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James. And yes, he has won NBA title, which a lot of people don't want to give him the credit for it, even though it was the bubble title. I don't consider it the bubble title. I consider it a championship because they won. They fought hard. They were out there killing their behinds where nobody really wanted to go to Orlando, but they were there. They took care of business. What I'm telling you now is I'm letting you know what the Lakers are looking like right now. Of course, one of the biggest signings they had, which was their most recent signing, was Christian Wood. I love the guy. He has some athleticism that no other teams have out there. Like his range, his wingspan is just so huge. It's so huge that he's also a good shooter. He can shoot the ball. At the end of the day, I mean, the taller you can be, and the easier you can make it for yourself and making a basket, it's very good for you. And he's still pretty young. He's not old, but he reminds me a lot of a much better JaVale McGee. And, you know, knowing that Christian Wood took less money to go play with the Lakers shows you that he's not just about the money. He's about winning. He wants to win. If you add Christian Wood next to Anthony Davis, the man who does not like to play center at all, I mean, that's a good duo combo right there. You add LeBron James, you add D'Angelo Russell, and Austin Reeves. Of course, Darvin Ham did mention, like, hey, look, right now my starting lineup, I got a lot of talent. I have not made up my mind yet. But Darvin Ham did make up his mind with his 4 starters: LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, and D'Angelo Russell. Those are his 4 go-to guys right now. He said the last starting spot, it can go either way. It can go to a guard, it can go to a forward, or it can go to Wood as a starting center. So he got some playing time right now with training camp right around the corner, with the Lakers looking for their first preseason game this upcoming Saturday, which will be a very interesting matchup. Of course, basketball, we have not seen basketball in a while. The last time the Lakers were in play, it was against the Denver Nuggets after a disappointing Western Conference Finals getting swept in Los Angeles. And I remember that day. I certainly remember that day. I didn't want to watch it on television. I tuned on to the radio, and I was listening to John Ireland and Michael Thompson for the last call of the game. So I know a lot of these Lakers were like, hey, look, we didn't have a training camp. We didn't have that time to get it all together. We got a trade deadline deal. We got a lot of players in group, and now we had to go out there and make it work, which they certainly made the best out of it. They had the best record heading into the playoffs after the trade deadline, and nobody else was hotter than the Lakers at the time. A lot of people didn't give them credit for beating the Memphis Grizzlies. Some people didn't want to believe in them beating the Golden State Warriors, which they did. Crushed them. But then when they hit the Denver Nuggets, hey, Nikola Jokic he ain't no joke. He's the real deal. Aaron Gordon surprised me, played good basketball. Jamal Murray just emerging as one of the next biggest stars in the NBA right now. And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he certainly stuck it to the LA Lakers during the playoffs. But one thing I can really assure you is the Lakers will be in the playoffs. Over the last few seasons, after the championship season, the Lakers have really been kind of fighting for a playoff spot. No, really, every year coming in, they haven't really been favorites to even make it to the playoffs. They've been always like, well, let's see if they can get by the 7 and 9 seed, if they do go on for the play-in tournament. It's always kind of like, well, let's see if the Lakers can make the play-in. Let's see if the Lakers can hang in the play-in. And now we're kind of thinking like, well, let's see if the Lakers can make it back to the NBA Finals, which they certainly have the opportunity to do so. I mean, right now, all around the league is switching up and down. Of course, we had a big, huge trade happen last week. It actually caught me after I kind of finished the breaks here with you guys last Tuesday. It came out, breaking news. Damian Lillard, the crybaby of the NBA, finally found a new home. That new home is not Miami. It's in Milwaukee with the Cheeseheads up in Wisconsin. And, Damian Lillard, according to some reports, according to Chris Haynes, give the man some shout out over there with Bleacher Report and TNT Insider. He said, hey, look, Damian said, if it wasn't Miami, I want to stay here. He said that to front management, and guess what? The front office said, hell no, you're not going back. We want you out. And it's pretty embarrassing. It's pretty embarrassing when you first want to come out here like a tough guy, the rapper that you think you are. You want to come out here and be like, hey, look, I'm a loyal guy. I want to be here forever. Months later, I don't want to be here. You know what? They drafted a good guard in Scoot Henderson, and now they're looking towards the future for the Portland Trailblazers. But Damian Lillard was a little salty right there. It seemed like his mom put a little extra seasoning on his meat because Mr. Damian Lillard said, I'm going to still show up to the training facility, which he showed up. And guess what? Management gave him the cold shoulder. According to some reports, every time he stepped into the facility, no coach, no front office member went out there to greet him. Nobody. He just seemed like a lonely guy out there in the facility wanting to stay with the team, trying to be that loyal guy that he thinks he is, but he's not. Because now he's in Milwaukee. They didn't want him back. They send him back to Milwaukee out there. And believe it or not, they have a good team. I mean, you got to respect them. You got to respect what Giannis Antetokounmpo is. You got to respect Chris Middleton. They no longer got Drew Holiday, which I will get to that man right now. Drew Holiday was shipped out to Portland, then later shipped out somewhere else. But with the addition of Damian Lillard, this is ridiculous. I'm going to tell everyone right now, and I'm going to shut that Bucks train that everyone wants to ride on right now. Damian Lillard cannot play no defense, first of all. He ain't not a defensive player. He's more like a James Harden. James Harden in 2013, 2014, 2015, even 2016. James Harden was a beast on the offensive end. He was out there shooting the ball. He can get the ball in the hoop, but he never played no defense. Mike D'Antoni was his coach. We know that Mike D'Antoni has no defense knowledge and never teaches defense at all. But that's the type of player that Damian Lillard is. Tell me right now, how many playoff series has Damian Lillard won? I mean, he's won a few, but has he gotten beyond the semifinals? Has he even gotten to a Western Conference Finals? I mean, You cannot put all your marbles with a guy like Damian Lillard and believe that, he's teamed up with Giannis now. They're going to go win 3 championships right now. It's not the case. It's not real. It's not a reality. It's not the truth. It's not. I want everyone to realize, like, there's 2 other teams better than Milwaukee right now. Maybe 3, depending on what happens in Philadelphia over there. Depends what happens in that situation there. But it's pretty much ridiculous. Especially with the team that's, the Boston Celtics. Of course, last week I did say this, and I will repeat myself. Last week, I didn't put the Boston Celtics in my top 5 favorites to win the NBA championship. I didn't, for certain reasons. Marcus Smart was out of there. There seemed to be some kind of little bit of the coaching situation was always not the best the way it ended last season. And having the new addition in Kristaps Porzingis in this team kind of makes me think like, okay, well, what are they really trying to do? New GM in Boston up there, Brad Stevens. If you guys recall, Brad Stevens was the former head coach of the Celtics prior to, them promoting him up to the GM. But Brad Stevens really, really took it to the NBA world yesterday. As I was driving into SoFi Stadium yesterday, I get a dun-dun-dun. Drew Holiday traded to the Boston Celtics. I'm like, whoa, that's huge. That puts her right back in the conversation to win the championship. In my eyes, I'm going to say this right now. They're the number 1 favorites to win it all. Not Giannis, not Miami and Jimmy Butler and his new hairdo that just looks ridiculous out there, and not the New York Knicks, not the Cleveland Cavaliers, not nobody else. But the Boston Celtics with the addition of Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday ain't no scrub. I don't even understand why the Milwaukee Bucks traded Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard. They're almost a similar player. Maybe Drew cannot, shoot off Drew can shoot off the dribble, but maybe doesn't have the range that Damian has or the quickness that Damian has. But they can both shoot the ball. They can both play make pretty good. Damian can't play no defense. Drew Holiday is one of the top defenders, and he's been a multiple-time defensive player of the year. But with the addition of that, if you really want to win, Milwaukee, because Boston knows how to win. They've been there. They've done it. They've been in multiple NBA finals, multiple Eastern Conference finals. They know what it takes. They're missing a few pieces. But guess what? Drew Holiday, he got the ring. Damian, you got the ring? No, you don't. So sit your ass down and play off this season after you started crying all year long, which I'm going to cry a little more. But I'm going to cry more into the NFL world and what is happening there when we return here on These Are The Breaks.
What's up, y'all? This is Lexi Brown with the LA Sparks, and you're watching Infanity TV.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
gentlemen, these are the breaks, and oh my lord, I mean, I'm just looking at a lot of things that are trending right now on social media. You know, it was a big NFL weekend. Of course, this is week 4 of the NFL. We've been having a lot of great upsets in the NFL here, and one of the things that we've been looking at is there's a lot of teams. There's 32 teams when you look at it, and there is a lot of great momentum from every game to every week to every channel. When you have games on CBS, you have games on Fox, you have games on your local networks, and on top you have NBC. But there is one current situation which I really want to take my time here. And, it's something that I've been listening for the last week or two. And even since Taylor Swift arrived at SoFi Stadium about a month ago. We know what Taylor is all about. And right now, some of you guys that are watching right now be like, Fredo, are you really talking about Taylor Swift? Yes, I'm really talking about Taylor Swift. Maybe she might increase our numbers right here too, just the same way she's doing at NBC, which, we wouldn't mind that. But when we look at what she is doing, I want to call out some people. I don't want to say their names. I will say networks where I heard them at. But it's crazy that some people are just haters. They're haters. Like, if you are a human being in this world and you are loving football Sundays, what is Taylor Swift doing to your football Sundays that makes you dislike her? Or maybe you're the one screaming at the television saying, take her off the TV.
He's an idiot.
I don't want to see Taylor Swift. Like, you have to understand, if you are running NBC, CBS, ESPN, Monday Night Football, whatever network you're at, if you are running the network and you know that Taylor's not a distraction. A lot of people out there that are saying, oh, well, Taylor's a distraction. No one wants to watch her. We're here to watch Travis Kelce. We're here to watch Patrick Mahomes, the defending champions. I get it. I want to watch the defending champions too. But what is Taylor doing to you that is affecting the game? Which I heard that she's affecting the game. Those were the exact words I heard. She's not affecting the game. You're affecting it yourself by letting it affect you.
He's an idiot.
Like, it's true. Like, Taylor, for the camera to be moving on Taylor for maybe about a span of 3 to 4 seconds in between play calls and in between timeouts or whatever the call might be on the field, like, it's not a distraction. Do you prefer, the NFL at all camera angles, they always seem to pan out to whether fans, maybe a family member, maybe some coaches, maybe some players on the sideline. Like, I prefer seeing Taylor Swift on the television than having to see 3 crazy fans out there just drinking beer and cheering on their team. Like, I don't want to just see that. Like, for someone out there that is saying they better take Taylor Swift out, if not, I ain't watching the NFL anymore. Whoopee, go ahead, turn it off. Like, the numbers that Taylor Swift is bringing, she's bringing classical numbers. These are historic numbers. These are crazy numbers. And let me go ahead and break something off to you guys right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put it up here. I'm trying to figure this out. But Taylor Swift right now, record-setting numbers for Sunday Night Football. We know that Sunday Night Football is one of the biggest shows, I guess you can look at it as a show, as a slot for the NFL. On NBC, Sunday nights, 5:20 Pacific time, 8:20 Eastern. But the numbers leaped humongously at 29 million views. 29 million just for this part where Taylor Swift was at. It's crazy if you're saying that Taylor Swift is ruining the NFL, that she should not be on TV. You, person that I heard on multiple radio stations, on TV, I heard one individual who I got to give a shout out to. The only individual that understands ratings, that understands that things like this is must-watch TV. Like, this tripped me out. The age range from age 10 to 24. I mean, the number was like a 50-some increase. It increased by 50-some viewership, and it brought all the numbers. Why? It brings a young audience into this. A lot of Taylor Swift fans, a lot of Travis Kelce fans, and a lot of football fans. But John Ireland, who is the voice of the Los Angeles Lakers, who has his radio show on ESPN 710 Los Angeles here, 1 p.m. through 4 p.m., Mason in Ireland, shout out to that show, amazing show, love it. But John Ireland, he was the only one that I maybe heard throughout all of networks over the last 2 weeks or so, ever since Taylor Swift made her first appearance. But John Ireland is like, look, you must be stupid if you don't appreciate what is going on right now. Like, the numbers, what she's doing right now is bringing in so much value to just watching Taylor Swift on television. If you wanted to attend one of her shows a few weeks ago, you had to pay about $700, $800, $900, even $1,000 just to go see her show. Right now, everyone's watching it for free on TV, even though she's not performing, but just watching her on TV is huge. And I spend a lot of time talking about Taylor Swift right now, which lets you know I'm giving her all the attention she wants. All right, hopefully she brings those extra numbers that we want here on These Are the Breaks when we return on Infanity TV.
What's up, y'all? This is Lexi Brown with the LA Sparks, and you're watching Infanity TV.
Profanity Nation.
A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss, raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Coming in hot. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these are the breaks, and it's time for me to give you some more NFL breakdown here on Infanity TV. And of course, you know, the NFL has some very good, interesting games. And of course, I was in attendance for the Chargers and the Raiders here at SoFi Stadium on Sunday afternoon. And what a showdown it was. It came down to the wire again. And this is something I do want to break down for you guys, because it was irritating watching it in person, because I saw, for some of you guys that saw Bolts Weekly, you saw me talk about what Brandon Staley's decision making is, especially in crucial times in the game. And he did it again. Yes, again. It's ridiculous when you see that you have the opportunity to close the game and you don't want to punt the ball. You want to go for it on 4th down again. And guess what? In Minnesota 2 weeks ago, the defense bailed you out. They got an interception at the goal line to save your coaching career with 10 seconds left. And guess what? It happened again. The Chargers save his coaching career with the late game interception. I was around 50,000 Charger fans, which, believe it or not, yes, on Sunday, it was the first time I can say that it was 50-50 Charger Raider fans out there. I can say that clearly. Charger fans finally, season ticket holders, decided not to oversell their tickets and attend the game, it seemed like. But when you started hearing, like, the energy, you can feel when the energy gets sucked out. Like, it's like, it feels like, uh-oh. What just happened? You're up 2 scores with 4 minutes left, and then you find yourself giving up the ball in a way where you possibly are going to lose the game with a minute and a half left. Brandon Staley, man, like I swear, I swear on every single thing that I possibly can.
He's an idiot.
Don't take that chance again. Don't take that chance again. The defense bailed you out twice. The Chargers could have been 0-4 right now. 0-4. But they're not. They're 2-2. But oh my Lord, I was watching it in person. It's just something else when they're watching it on television. I swear, man, it gave me a headache. But once that interception came through, I was like, Brandon Staley, you are lucky. But give some shout out to Justin Herbert for completing a lot of great passes. Of course, being clutch when a lot of people don't want to give him the credit. Of course, he came up with a big time pass down to Mr. Joshua Palmer to shut the game out. But there was an injury report. Injury report on Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert did fracture his left hand, which is like, I believe it was a combine of 2 fingers. There was an incident with former Charger, now Raider, Jerry Tillery, who was released by the Chargers last season, who signed with the Las Vegas Raiders during the beginning of the season last year, still with the Raiders today. And as Herbert was, running out of bounds, as we all know, the NFL protects the quarterbacks. They make sure that no quarterback gets hit. And as Justin Herbert was jogging off towards the sideline to step out of bounds, Jerry Tillery came by and boom, gave him that big hit and knocked his little behind down. And guess what Herbert did? He got up, walked back into the field. But guess what the Chargers bench did? They rushed Tillery. Even the offensive coaches that were out there, they rushed into Tillery's face, and they're just like, what the hell are you doing? Like, that was a late hit. Jerry Tillery got ejected out of the ball game yesterday with a lot of roaring all around the stadium, which was it was incredible. Pretty much really, really incredible to see that. But the Chargers came up on top, 24-17. Very, very tough game. And, just the decision-making out there needs to get a lot better. Herbert needs to get back and healthy, of course, fracturing his finger in his hand, which is his left hand. It's not his throwing hand. They're expecting him to be good to go as they do face their next game at home on Monday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys on Monday. I believe it's October the 15th. So it's going to be a very good game right there. So Herbert got a bye week. He got a bye week to let his hand get a lot better, because when you have a fractured finger or two, it can really hold you back. But of course, he's a right-hander, not a lefty. But as well, the Denver Broncos. I mean, I do not know what is wrong with that team. I know what is wrong with Russell Wilson. He certainly ain't an NFL quarterback anymore, because it seems like right now, Mr. Wilson, he's too much in love with Sierra. He's too much in love with his lifestyle. He's no longer a good quarterback. I didn't say great. He's no longer a good quarterback. So if you're not good, then what are you in this league? You ain't nothing around this league anymore. You ain't. But that's what it is. That's what it was. And guess what it is right now? It's time to go. This is The Breaks. Myself, Fredo Savantes. Make sure you tune in every single day here on Infanity TV as we got you guys going at 3 o'clock. Myself, Fredo, Michael, and we got everybody out here. Of course, Bolts Weekly tomorrow, 6 o'clock Pacific. Let's go.